Hello, I'm Angela Regdal. I'm Director of Care Services here at St Oswald's, and welcome to St Oswald's virtual Christmas market from all of the care team here at St Oswald's. We thought one of the opportunities that going virtual brings us was a chance to let you see parts of the hospice that perhaps you don't normally see. So we'd like to just give you a little look at one of our patient bedrooms. So this is one of our smaller bedrooms. The hospice very cleverly, from the day it was thought of, tried to match being a home from home and as domestic and homely as possible, along with the specialist care that's required to look after patients with quite complex health needs. So what you see in a bedroom like this is a real mixture of very clinical equipment, like a bed that goes up and down, and a hoist, and cupboards that actually contain drug areas and drug preparation areas, along with looking as homely as possible, because let's face it, most of us don't have drug cupboards in our bedrooms, at least we hope not. So a disguise to make it look like some built-in furniture and some storage, but also containing some clinical areas. As I say, the beds, all of our beds are specialist beds, go up and down, and we have hoisting available. But overall, we're trying to be as homely as possible. So if you look around, you'll see actually there's very little in here that's personalised, because we would encourage people to bring things in. So if people have photographs, cards, ornaments possibly that mean something to them, there are some spaces on the wall under the television over there where people can bring personal effects. Another thing is around families staying with us. We know lots of people want a carer to stay with them, a family member. Lots of family members want to stay with their loved one. And we have 11 single rooms, and each of the single rooms has some sort of bed settee area. This is quite a small one in this room, but this day bed, it can be a settee. We can change it so that it's cushions and just somewhere to sit, or as you can see, it's set up here as a bed so that a loved one can sleep. We do have a small guest bedroom as well, so that if there's a large family staying, someone can stay in the room and someone else can go and have a lie down in the bedroom, and that's quite handy. And actually right behind us here, behind this riser recline chair, we also have a bed settee tucked in the corner. So again, we can be very flexible, because what we're after here is meeting patients' needs, whether they have a large family or a small family, or whether they're just having family and friends popping in. These two single rooms here are very unusual in hospice in that they have a adjoining door, a connecting door. The connecting door gives us the flexibility of two rooms. Most of the time these bedrooms will be used as single rooms with a patient in each, but it does allow us the flexibility that if we need a bedroom and an antechamber, possibly because of infection control procedures, or possibly because we have other family members staying or children staying who need a bedroom as well as the patient's bedroom, that's the flexibility that this space gives us. And it's not used all that often, but on the times we use it, it's particularly important, and it just allows us to match patient needs, which is what the hospice is all about. The other thing that often surprises people when they come into the clinical area is comparing us to hospital. If you look at the floor, we have carpet on the floor rather than lino. They're actually carpet tiles. We've done this deliberately because it takes away that hospital clinicalness. It reduces the noise, the clacking of the nurse's feet, the trolley squeaking down in the middle of the night, and it makes it much more homely. Now, it's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge for our wonderful housekeeping team to keep the area clean and smelling fresh. And that's the reason it's carpet tiles, because we can just remove a carpet tile to do spot cleaning, and if the stainage is too bad, we can replace it completely. But it does all add to the homely air. I don't think looking around at the moment it feels particularly homely because it's empty, but when a patient is in here, when there's family in here, and when there's personal effects in here, it does. The other thing, possibly just before we finish, to let you have a look at is into the garden. All of our bedrooms open directly into what we call the patient's garden, which is a real haven, and considering in what a busy area we're in, it's a very peaceful space. The garden can be accessed certainly by wheelchairs, but generally by beds as well. So these double doors open out and you can bring a bed out onto this hard standing. We're delighted with this area. We had some funding from some wonderful donors that's allowed us to do an awful lot of work redesigning the whole garden, and this area where the twinkling lights are is the family room. just a little bit of work still to do. You can just see the fencing there. That's the last part of the fencing off of the pond, but apart from that it's all done, and we're delighted with it, and we're getting really good feedback from both patients and families. And again, it's that feedback around, we are providing specialist care, but we're not a hospital, we're a hospice, and we're adding something in. And again, trying to be homely, trying to meet patients' needs, trying to bring a little bit of nature and the outdoors to people who maybe have been stuck in bed at home or been in a hospital ward for a long time. So I think that's probably the end of the little tour. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I hope everyone has a wonderful day at the virtual Christmas market. I do hope that maybe by next year we'll be in a more ordinary time and possibly we'll be able to welcome people back. But in the meanwhile, thank you for your support. Thank you from all of the clinical team and the patients and families that we support. And I hope everyone has a lovely day and a very Merry Christmas.